So, you've got Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, and he's painting this incredible picture of the future of AI. A world of radical abundance, where human potential is totally unlocked. But, and this is a huge but, at the exact same time, the very people who helped him build this technology are sounding a massive alarm. So, what's the real story here? Are we looking at a prophecy of utopia, or a really serious warning? Okay, let's dive in.
Look at this quote. This isn't from some sci-fi script. That's a direct quote from Daniel Kokotajlo, a researcher whose entire job inside OpenAI was to figure out AI timelines. He actually quit in May 2024 because he felt the company just wasn't taking the risks seriously enough. His words? Well, they really set the stage for the unbelievable speed of everything that's coming.
And this is the year that's at the absolute center of his warning. Based on everything he was seeing internally, Kokotajlo put the odds of us getting to artificial general intelligence, AGI, at 50% by 2027. We're not talking decades away. We're talking about a timeline that's happening, right now. And that's the key to understanding both the incredible promise and the terrifying peril.
So, if AGI is really coming that fast, what does the world even look like on the other side? To really get Altman's utopian vision, we have to start with the very first thing he thinks is going to completely break the whole idea of software as we know it.
Now, this is a pretty wild idea, right? Just think about your day-to-day work. You're clicking, dragging, navigating through menus in these pre-built apps like Excel or Photoshop. Altman sees that entire way of doing things as a fossil in the making. He's talking about a future where the best software is literally no software at all. And this is the concept he calls just-in-time software. So instead of, buying a subscription to some big clunky tool, you just state your goal. The AI then writes a custom one-time use piece of code to do it, it executes the task, and then poof, the code is gone. All you're left with is the result. It's basically the death of the app and the birth of the AI agent. And this really shows you the shift perfectly. The old way, on the left, that's all about us adapting to the tool we're using. But the new way, the tool adapts to our goal. So instead of opening up Excel and then PowerPoint, you just say, hey, analyze the Q3 sales data, find the top growth drivers, and then build me a 10-slide deck for the board meeting. The focus completely flips from the tool to the outcome. Okay, so if AI isn't just using our tools anymore, but it's actually becoming the tools, what on earth does that mean for all the human jobs that are based on using them? Well, that brings us to the next, and let's be honest, probably the most personal part of this whole promise. This is the big one, isn't it? The question that's on absolutely everyone's mind. We've already seen AI generate amazing art, write essays, code entire websites. We know it's coming for cognitive work. And Sam Altman's answer to this is, well, it's fascinatingly optimistic, but also, frankly, a little terrifying. So, at the very heart of Altman's argument is this surprising admission. He pretty much admits that AI will be better at almost every single thinking job, but he believes the last stronghold for humans is genuine person-to-person connection. He argues that even if an AI teacher has more knowledge, a human teacher is just more motivating. He's betting our entire future value on empathy, inspiration, and that connection we feel with other people.
It's a comforting idea for sure, but then you slam it right up against the numbers. A Goldman Sachs report estimates that 300 million full-time jobs could be exposed to automation by AI. The optimistic take is that we all just kind of shift into these more human roles. But the transition to get there, man, that could be brutally disruptive.
And all that disruption leads us straight to the most world-changing part of his vision. A future where AI doesn't just change a few industries, but it completely rewrites the basic rules of economics. Think about it. For all of human history, the best things, like an elite education or top-tier medical advice, have been expensive because expert time is scarce. Altman sees AGI as the most powerful deflationary force ever because it makes expert intelligence nearly free. Suddenly, the cost of an AI doctor's opinion drops to basically zero. The knowledge that was locked in the minds of the top 1% becomes available to everybody, which could potentially solve our biggest problems and even make things like universal basic income possible.
And the ultimate form of this tech, the thing that ties it all together, is what he calls a personal AGI. It's not an app, it's more like an operating system for your life. It's connected to your email, your calendar, your goals. It acts on your behalf across the entire internet. And this is where the story takes a very, very sharp turn.
Because the very people who have the clearest view of how fast we're hurtling towards this personal AGI are the ones screaming for us to slow down.
This is not just one unhappy employee.
I mean, just look at this timeline from May 2024 alone. You've got Daniel Kokotajlo, the forecaster. You've got Jan Leik, the co-head of the team, whose whole job was to make sure AI doesn't go rogue. And then Ilya Sutskever, an OpenAI co-founder and basically one of the godfathers of this entire field. This is a pattern. This is a 5-alarm fire being pulled from inside the control room.
And Jan Leik's resignation letter? It was like a tactical nuke. He laid the reason bare for everyone to see. He said he was constantly fighting for resources, that he felt like he was sailing against the wind, and that the company's safety culture had taken a back seat to just shipping the next shiny product. This isn't some critic on the outside. This is the person who was supposed to be building the guardrails.
So what this all boils down to is a really terrifying gap. The people who know the most about this stuff are telling us that our ability to build this godlike machine is massively outpacing our ability to actually control it. They see the same exponential curve that Sam Altman does, but they see an existential risk that's being brushed aside in the race to be first.
Which leaves us right here, caught between these two powerful, competing stories that are happening at the exact same time. On one track, you've got Altman's vision, this utopian future of abundance, the end of scarcity, and a personal AGI unlocking all our human potential. And then on the other track, you've got his own chief architects jumping ship, warning about existential risk, saying the brakes aren't working, and that safety has been totally brushed aside. Both of these stories are true right now.
So the debate is no longer if this is coming. The evidence from inside and outside OpenAI is crystal clear. It's coming. And it's coming with a speed that's honestly hard to even comprehend. So the real question, the one we all need to start asking ourselves, is this. When a technology promises everything we've ever wanted, but its own creators are warning that we might lose control, who do you trust to be behind the wheel?